to interview a patient that's spent the last 40 years in captivity.
Michael, I've got some people who'd like to meet you.
Say something, Michael.
Say something!
So is he real?
Who?
The boogeyman.
You don't believe in the boogeyman? Well, you should.
Michael.
No!
Laurie Strode, meet Dr. Sertain.
You're the new Loomis that I pray every night that he would escape.
What the hell do you do that for?
So I can kill him.
What was the word?
Fuck!
Say something.
Gotcha.
Boogeyman's gonna get you.
What are you gonna do when Michael comes back for you? Because he is coming.
Michael, you came here to kill me, so do it.
So what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the JEFFMAN316 Pop Culture Reporter channel. I'm your host, as always, JEFFMAN316. And so supposedly we're live. I think everything's hooked up right. I was a few minutes late getting on here. So as anybody pops up on here, do me a favor, drop a comment down below. Let me know who shows up. Going to try to discuss Halloween 2018 tonight. And if you're unfamiliar with the channel, the reason that I'm doing these string of Halloween discussions is I'm a member of a group that's doing Halloween reviews, and we're dropping one per week. I'm doing Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 that's being edited now, that drops on Monday. And the next one that I need to do is for the bad boy over here, represented by that mask, Halloween 2018, which I'm really looking forward to this. This review series went really fast. And so being able to do this and then get to this point, well, obviously I've got to do Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, then 2018, then Halloween Kills. And then by that time, we'll be ready to see Halloween Ends. And if you saw the little opening montage, the last couple of weeks, I've been throwing some new clips for Halloween Ends out there. I've got a lot of videos on the channel of my speculation videos of Halloween Ends. Got a lot of people that have joined in my hatred of the character of Corey. And I was telling somebody last week, I'm almost to the point to where maybe it's because I've talked to death that I'm not as worried about Corey as much as I'm just excited to see Michael finally on the screen. It's pretty cool that we get to see these in back-to-back years. But it's also going to be pretty sad if they end up screwing up this movie and end up not having the greatest, story in Halloween Ends. What is going to happen after that? Is Blumhouse going to keep it? If they introduce this copycat killer, is that killer going to become part of the storyline and go into new movies? But either way, anybody that shows up, I want to talk about Halloween 2018, and I'm not going to give you many of my opinions as far as the best parts and the scenes that I like, because I want to put all that in my review. But if anybody does pop up on the live stream, what I would like to do is get other people's opinion of the more that I watch 2018, I think the more I like it. And maybe it's just because I'm a huge Halloween movie fan. But I like to Halloween Kills as well. If you take out that 10 minutes of garbage, it's right in the middle in the hospital scene. The Evil Dies Tonight and all that shit. I think Halloween Kills really holds up. It's a really good movie. It's got one of the best opening sequences. That 20 minutes basically is about what I timed at 18-20 minutes of everything up until they discover the escape patient that is in the car. At that point, up until that point, there's really nothing that you can say that's wrong with that. But 2018, I did go back and watch it. I'm trying to stay about a week ahead of my review series, and the movie really holds up. There's only a couple scenes that I didn't like, but I would even say to this point, when I saw it in the theater, the one thing I didn't like was the Dr. Sartain character. It really pissed me off the way they did that. It was kind of ironic that Laurie was calling him the new Loomis, when technically Laurie herself is kind of like the old Loomis rolled up into Laurie a little bit, about, doomsaying, warning people about Michael and all that kind of stuff. So once the Dr. Sartain part is over, and now the hindsight being 2020, I was really pissed, thinking that he might have killed the Hawkins character in 2018. But now that we've watched, Halloween Kills, and see that Hawkins lives, and then he's also going to be part of Halloween Ends, I think it makes, it makes the Sartain scenes easier to digest, I guess is a good way to put it, because that was one of my, like I said, one of the main parts I didn't like in there. I also at first didn't like Allison's boyfriend, but the way that he sort of kind of redeems himself, a little bit, especially in Halloween Kills. So like I said, Halloween Kills to me wiped away a lot of the negativity any negativity. I didn't have a lot of Halloween 2018. Looking back at it, even the humor that everybody was bitching about going into it, and the little bit, that's in it, a lot of people, that's kind of worn thin, where it's not that big of a deal. It's only, 30 seconds here or there. I really do think that 2018 is a pretty solid film. So you have to watch my review when it comes up. I don't know that I'm going to go all out and say that it's on fire, which is, like my highest, high garbage would be the lowest. But I do think that it's pretty damn high up on my list. I really do like 2018. I like everything about it. I like the return of Laurie Strode. I like the introduction of her family. I like the realistic depiction of someone at her age, maybe still dealing with PTSD, how it destroyed her family. I like, I could have maybe done a little bit, they could have done maybe a little bit different with the introduction of how, they find Michael at the beginning. I mean, I guess podcasters is relevant now. But you're watching this 20 years from now. Is anybody even going to know what a podcast is? Maybe it might have been better if they were actually reporters or on the news or something. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of weird that they're podcasters, and that they had enough cash to be able to give her $3,000 or whatever to do the interview. With podcasters, unless they're super popular, would they have enough cash for that? Either way, but I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But and then you got a lot of people that wonder if the male podcaster, if he might have survived. I don't think so, because I think it was a lot of the same people who are hoping that Karen might have survived. But I just watched one of the TV spots / trailers, and in it, Laurie basically says Michael killed my daughter. So they go ahead and close that plot hole up. There's no possible way. Hey, Jeff, leaks are true for ends. They just showed a clip with Laurie and Allison talking about UK and saying she's seen his eyes, saying the same way as Michael in the kitchen fight scene. What do you mean talking about and saying she's seen his eyes, saying the same way as Michael's? You talking about Corey's? Is Michael. Just finished watching Halloween Ends. Where'd you watch Halloween Ends at? Is it leaked already out there on the World Wide Web? Because I don't really want to watch a shitty quality version of it. If I'm going to watch a movie, I want to at least watch it in the theater, or watch, or watch a good quality, 4K. of it, but drop a comment. Let me know where you watched it. Like I said, did you stream it online? So yes. Well, if you watch, here's one of the complaints I got about Halloween Ends. They did the one trailer, and I will say, that I ripped it apart in a couple videos and discussed it to death, but it is still cool seeing it in the theater. I went to see Barbarian this past week, and watching the Halloween Ends, the first trailer on the big screen, was pretty damn tight. I liked it. It looks pretty good from the clips I've just seen on here. Yeah. I mean, I think the movie's going to look good, and it's going to have some good parts in it. Like I said, I think maybe it's a good thing. A lot of people in my videos, when I've posted a lot of stuff about this Halloween Ends and my dislike of the idea of introducing a character as significant as Corey this late in the trilogy, I still believe that. I mean, if you're going to do that, they should have at least had him as a side character. Maybe had Allison's boyfriend die in the first one. Maybe have this person show up and help or something. I don't know. But introducing Corey, I guess, is the fact that it's 4 years later, but also having it to where the movie begins with his character. That was the main part I had trouble with, of wondering if I was going to care enough about Corey after that first scene to where it's going to like wipe out the fact that he's taking up so much screen time. Now I know, obviously, based on the rumors and the leaks, Corey's going to go through a pretty significant traumatic event that's going to hook him in with Allison and eventually Lori, as far as what happens to him. But I don't know. I just watch it on the projector screen test part of my job. Oh, so you got a test screening of it? That's kind of cool. All right, I'm going to ask you one question, and I don't want any details, but the newest rumor that somebody told me, and well, actually more than one person, is that there is more than one person other than Corey that's possibly, what's a good way we could put it? I don't want to spoil too much. Well, that could possibly be doing something in disguising what they're doing, is saying that that it's Michael Myers doing it. Is there another character? Gary, the leaks are true, right? Drop a hint if you know what I'm talking about. Like, is there I'll just say, is the doctor that everybody's hinting at, does he really have a significant role in it, and is he part of the twist? I guess is a good way to put it. Drop a yes or no if that's the case, because I'd like to know that. Well, we don't have a lot of people here. Is there anybody in here yet that if we talked a few spoilers, because I've read basically the descriptions of all three test screenings from beginning to end, and I basically know all the different variations of the plot, but one person keeps telling me, well, two people, like I said, keeps telling me there's an extra twist that I'm not, probably don't know about, and that the only way you would know is if you've seen it, because you've heard nothing about it as far, and you've not seen any footage in any of the TV ads or whatever. But this is the problem that I've got. I was going to say that, Gary, before you made your comment. They ran the one trailer, which I liked it in the theaters. I watched it, like I said, this past week when I went to see Barbarian. But they haven't dropped another trailer at all. And they keep dropping these 30-second TV ads. And every single one of them has another 5 or 10 seconds worth of new footage. And if you go back and piece the footage together, you start building more of the movie. And if they were just going to do that, then why don't they put the whole damn why don't they just put the whole damn new trailer out? They got clips on YouTube with the kitchen scene, 51 seconds, looks high quality. Yeah, I think I might have seen that today. And from what I saw, it looks pretty good. Yeah, from what I understand, though, that scene is like 15 minutes in the movie. So 51 seconds isn't too bad. It's going to be pretty badass from what I hear. But the problem I've got, to go back to what I was saying a second ago, is they have some pretty significant scenes in some of these new TV ads, and even though it's only 5 or 10 seconds each, with the you can record it. I mean, which I did on my phone, and you can watch it in slow motion, and you can see parts. I'm gonna go ahead and pop up before we even discuss Halloween 2018, if anybody wants to. I'm going to pop up some screen caps that I did and a couple things in a slideshow that I got here. We can talk about a couple other things here. Let me skip past this. Let me see if I got this right here. You're going to love it, but I'm not allowed to spoil to expect a lot of violence. Yeah, from what I hear, yeah, the kills in this are pretty cool, gruesome. This is a pretty cool. I just put this on here. I thought it was pretty cool. That's a pretty epic picture of what I'm assuming is Michael, because it's got a lot of mold and mildew on it. I don't think that's one of the copycats there. But here's one of the things that I was liking. I'm starting to see some more of these clips and behind the scenes, and there's more footage of Lindsay's character in there. Like supposedly the first test screening that somebody told me about, Lindsay was only in one scene. And then in the behind the scenes footage, you see Lindsay in Laurie's kitchen and they're carving that pumpkin, which I think I got here. And that's like the pumpkin that is, reminiscent of the way they carved the original one back when she was babysitting her. But then I'm seeing this clip here where she's in the bar. She's got the towel over her shoulder, so I'm assuming that she's working in the bar. And if that's the case, she's got a tarot card, is what that looks like to me, in her hand. So I don't know what the hell that means. But that would be two other scenes that Lindsay was in that I wasn't expecting. So I was really hoping that they were going to include her more in this movie. If you're going to have her survive and you killed off Tommy, then why would you only have Lindsay in one scene? And I think it was only in that first test screening and everybody basically shit on it. And so that was probably the one they're going to recut some of. Gary, I don't know. If the one thing I don't want to happen and ends with Michael. Well, hey, I'm going to talk about some of that stuff because look, like I said, hey, and so Gary, answer this with a yes or no. The junkyard is pretty significant in the ending of the version you saw, because two of the three versions that I've heard about, the junkyard plays a prominent role in the ending of the film. Only one of them it didn't. One of them, the radio tower, played a pretty significant role, and in two of them, the junkyard did. So I threw this picture up there because it's the only one I saw tweeted that was a pretty significant shot of the junkyard that everybody was talking about at one point. And that was, if you watch my video I did here recently, and I don't know what the hell is going on with my laptop. Hold on a second. It's moving. This stand might have a loose leg, but yeah, I'm thinking that the junkyard, everybody was talking about it at the beginning, and now nobody is talking about it. But I'm pretty sure it's going to have pretty significant role in the movie as far as a location, if it's what I'm thinking is going to happen. But here's a photo that I thought was pretty cool because it was making the rounds, and I don't know that I had this added into the stream last week, but after looking at it and analyzing it and looking at some of the other pictures, I'm 99% sure that this is going to be Corey's mother right here. And if that's the case, I'm pretty sure that that's not Michael, because number one, look how clean his coveralls are. And see, this is another problem that I've got with this day and age, with them releasing such high quality clips and still shots of this stuff. You see it in basically high definition, and you can really look at the details of this stuff. I mean, from what I'm seeing here, that's not Michael. And then there's another little hidden tidbit in this photo that I'm going to do a video on probably this week now that I got some free time this week. Oh man, I was slammed during the week. I didn't get to record much this week. It was my birthday and I was out of town quite a bit on work right before that. There's a real easy way in all these clips to see which one's Michael and which one's not. And I'll probably talk about that in one of them. This is a little dark. This is from the new one of the new TV ads, and this is obviously Corey. It's weird because if you look at that clip that I played during the opening montage, he's wearing glasses at the beginning in the scene that he's in with the little boy. So I'm wondering if that's why they thought he might have looked a little bit like Arnie, and they were comparing him to Arnie from Christine. But in this one, he's got a bruise there on his cheekbone. So I'm assuming he's already had his tussle with Michael, or this is at the end when he might have been fighting with Lori, is what I'm guessing here. And somebody threw this one out on a Facebook group. If any of you guys, you claim you've seen it or seen any leaks, what the hell is this image here? Is this just from Halloween night? Is it just from a Halloween party? Looks like this dude's got some kind of clown mask on. I don't know what that image is from. I'd like to know kind of what that's about. But it looks like it's got the light glaring on it. So I don't know what the hell that is. If either one of you know what that is. And then this scene to me is probably going to be one of the characters that bullied or harassed Corey about what happens with him and the little boy. And so I think this almost looks like it's a scene in the junkyard. So I was wondering if maybe Corey lures the quote unquote victims of his to the junkyard and then traps them in there some kind of way, and maybe forces them, like he's driving them, maybe forces them into where Michael's at so Michael can kill them. I don't know. That's just speculation on my part, obviously. And then here's another scene that somebody did from one of those TV ads. And you got to remember, if you go on YouTube, there's TV ads that are in foreign language markets, overseas, that are not showing here in America. They've got a lot more clips than what we've got. And this is obviously probably paying homage to when they, went into the drawer and got the butcher knife, the kitchen knife from the original movie. But if you look there, that's not Michael's hand. And that's definitely not Lori's hand. And whoever it is looks like they're wearing some kind of coveralls. To me, that looks like a young person's hand. I'm guessing that's Corey right there to grab the knife. I don't know. What do you guys think? And then this is a little dark. I couldn't capture it very well on my phone, but last week I captured the photo from the TV ad where you can literally see Lori pulling Michael's mask off. And in this one, they've literally shown the second part of that scene where she's just come down straight into the middle of Michael's chest with the damn butcher knife right there. I mean, if he survives that, I don't know how, because she's literally coming straight down into basically in the middle of his chest. I don't see how he doesn't get his heart not hit there. I don't know if I got any. All right, this is the guy that this is the last one I was going to ask you guys about. Anybody that watches this now or later. This was a big deal back at the end of last year, because obviously this was the date range up there says 21/12. So that's December 21st of 21 from probably overseas is where this was captured. But it was an actor named Michael O'Leary, and he was cast as Dr. Mathis in motion picture Cave Dwellers. Well, Cave Dwellers ended up being the test screening name for one of the Halloween Ends movies. So look, it says directed by David Gordon Green of the critically acclaimed Stronger and Joe, among others. So what I heard happened was, and you guys might know, I didn't really pay any attention back then, was as soon as this was released and then the screener got out there, that everybody knew that it was named Cave Dwellers, they pieced 2 and 2 together, and everybody figured that he is going to be the doctor that's going to be in Halloween Ends, and he's going to play some prominent role. Now, somebody told me on an Instagram DM that Dr. Mathis was going to play a more significant role in one of the versions, and in another version, they cut out all of his scenes, and he's basically could be the doctor that links Allison and Corey together. So that was my question to either one of you guys. Like Gary, if you've watched the screener or whatever, does this Dr. Mathis in the final version play a prominent role, or did all those scenes get cut out and he's an insignificant character. You don't have to tell us what, and if you can't say, that was the only thing that I was going to ask. Does Dr. Mathis play a significant role in the final cut of Halloween Ends? That's the only thing that I really want to I'm trying to find out myself right now. Because if he does, then I know the description that somebody gave me of the cut of what he does in the movie. And then if he doesn't have a prominent role, then they've gutted out a lot of his scenes, and you're not going to really see some of that extra plot involving him. But I thought that was weird that, the actor himself was asked to pull this down, and I don't think it's out there anymore. And then everything that's that has anything to do with this Dr. Mathis character, they've wiped off of social media. So I don't know why they would do that, unless at the time, like I said, his role was going to be pretty significant. And then maybe it's not. I'm not sure. But either way, the next video that I'm editing, I said I was going to do this last week, there is one of the cuts of the movie that has a pretty significant role of the tower. I'm pretty sure that's not the cut they're going to go with. So, but I'm still going to talk about it in a video because I like the fact, and this is the one thing I like about Halloween Ends so far, is because of the reactions of these test screenings and then the internet, it looks like they've taken multiple versions of this movie and they've gutted out parts of it in one version. They've added in U-plot into another one. This literally could be multiple movies, like when it finally comes out in theaters or on home video. I thought that was kind of neat. There was some other news bits I've got in there other than Halloween Ends, but any of you guys that have claimed to either seen it or know any news that I don't know, like I said, hit me up on Instagram, JEFFMAN316. Drop me a message. I'm making sure I don't have any new messages. I can report anything to you guys. I don't. Let me know what you think or what you know about this Dr. Mathis role, because I really think that would be a really neat way to connect the Allison, Corey, and or Lori stories together. Because if Corey does have some significant mental trauma caused by the accident from the at the beginning of the movie, and obviously, I keep saying to everybody, if you look at all the main characters, Allison is the one character throughout this whole series that has the most potential of being traumatized after all this is over. She lost her mother, her father, her female best friend, her male best friend, and then her boyfriend. And then a lot of people around her obviously have gotten killed. And then her grandmother almost died in the hospital. So Michael has taken out basically everybody that's important to Allison. She's the one to me that's got the most to lose. And I really do think, I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's going to piss off a lot of the true blue fans, but I do think Michael's the one that's going to die at the end of this. I think they're setting this thing up to be Lori's swan song, and that if you go back and look at one of the reviews I did for, I think it was Halloween H2O, Jamie Lee Curtis was pretty adamant that she wanted Michael dead in that movie, and that she was helping formulate the story about how they were going to kill Michael. And then every time they gave her a version of the script, Michael wasn't dead in it. And she kept going back. I mean, this was her telling the story. She kept going back going, where's the version that Michael dies? And they finally had to tell her that they couldn't kill Michael. And that it pissed her off, man. She was mad. So they had to tell her what the plan was, is that she was going to know, her character of Lori was going to think Michael was dead. The audience was going to think Michael was dead at the end of H2O, but behind the scenes, they knew he wasn't, and that they had already come up with the method that they were going to say how he survived. So Jamie Lee Curtis herself was kind of pissed all these years about how that ended and wrapped up with the way Michael Myers did not get killed in her last storyline. So I'm pretty sure, based on these clips in the trailers, which I wish they had not shown that much of their fight, that she is going to I always forget to put this up there. In case anybody wants to donate to the channel, I always forget that. I've got my information down here at the bottom, and you can still do super chats or whatever. Anybody watches this now or later. But either way, I do think that Jamie Lee Curtis went into this with and wanted to be a producer of the movie so that she could have some significant say in the final storyline. And based on those new TV ads with that screenshot that I was showing, I do think there's no way possible that Michael is going to be able to survive a stab to the chest like she does in this shot. I'll put it back up there if I can find it real quick. If you can see it, a stab to the chest, basically right down in the middle. And then if you look at one of the ones, she slashes him across the face. And then there's another shot in one of the other. If you go back and look at last week's live stream I showed, she literally comes down right almost in his face with one of those knife shots. I really do think she's going to end up stabbing him here, and then he could have already lost one or both hands at this point, because there was one of the versions where Allison chops his hand off. What's up, Jeff, man? Love Halloween chats. Yes, so do I. Like I've been telling everybody, I thought I would get tired of talking about Halloween, but I don't, man. Even though I think that this Corey storyline is going to be shit, I'm still super jazzed about seeing Michael Myers on the screen again. I mean, I do think Jude Courtney has got one of the best portrayals of Michael Myers around, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I mean, him only being in part of the movie is not great, but it's better than none at all. I mean, and it is kind of sad. I was joking with somebody today saying that to me, this movie feels like a Return of the Jedi scenario where Star Wars, the original was making like progress. It got super popular. Then you hit Empire Strikes Back and it was still great. And then when you I remember when I was younger and I went to see Return of the Jedi, and I got into the theater and I thought it was awesome. But then the more I thought about it, I thought about how kind of a lot of the special effects were lame. The storyline was lazy. And that the best parts happened in the first two movies, and that they just were kind of lazy with the way they wrapped it up. I kind of feel that way with Halloween Ends. I think it's going to have some good scenes in it. I think Michael's going to be good, kind of like, Darth Vader would have been good in Return of the Jedi. And then I think they're going to do some lame ass ending where Michael dies and Laurie is the hero here and going to be the one that ends up saving him. There was a shot that I thought I put in this slideshow that literally shows what I believe the final let me see if I can figure out how to get this up here. It's the final shot of what I believe the movie. It's after Michael is maybe dead, and that's in the junkyard, and they've either done one of the two things that they claim they're going to do to Michael's body. But if I can get up the slideshow here, I'll let you guys see. But hey man, anybody that joins in here, my main question that I've asked anybody that's watching live or later is one of the main things I don't know is the significance of the Dr. Mathis character. Does anybody have any idea about what role he plays in the movie? That's one of the main things, me personally, I can't figure out. I think I'm gonna try to add this slide in here and I'll show it to you guys. Hold on a second. It's a pretty cool photo of the movie, and I don't know why. Like I said, these TV ads are not doing full-blown trailers, but they're spoiling too much of the movie, if you ask me. I think they would have been better off just doing a second full-blown trailer and not spoiling as much of the movie. Then if you take all these TV ads and splice the shit together, you can basically make you can piece together the scenes if you've read any description of what's going on. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do this, but either way, look at the montage that I did at the beginning. There's a scene of Allison and Lori, and they're standing there with the police lights or some kind of flash and strobe lights near them, and you can hear a piece of equipment crank up in the background. And I think that's going to be in the junkyard, and that's where they're going to take Michael's body at the end after he's quote unquote killed, because they're going to end up in one of the versions. I think they're going to end up making sure that Michael is dead by destroying his body. So I don't know if you're going to get any more footage other than what's in those TV ads to lead to that. But what the Sith is this? Give me some of your favorite parts if you're still watching of Halloween 2018. That was what a lot of this was. I'm looking to. I've got to record my review of that next. Halloween 2, Rob Zombies is the next one I've already got edited. Then my next review is Halloween 2018. So we're coming down the home stretch, and I'm trying to figure out. I think, like I said, at the beginning, if you weren't here, multiple repeat viewings, that movie's gotten better and better over time. So I do think that 2018 is a really quality film. I don't know that I'm going to go all out and say that it's, on fire, like my highest rating. Only watch one trailer. I refuse to watch more just to not ruin anything. Yeah, I try to, man, but every time I'm turning on TV or YouTube or whatever, they keep popping up these 30-second ads, and I didn't want to watch them, man, but I find myself basically watching them each time I see them. But I've also was telling somebody that I've seen so much footage now. They even ruined to me some stuff in the behind the scenes footage that they posted officially, not, nothing bootleg, official behind the scenes footage. They've ruined a couple things in the movie because I'm pretty much have figured out when it's Michael and when it's not. Like kind of like in this photo here, it's pretty easy to determine that that's not Michael Myers. If you see the one trailer, Michael is in one part is in the sewer. He's basically got mold all on his clothes and on his mask. And then this person here, this basically is a brand new set of coveralls. There is no way in hell that right there is Michael Myers. Plus, I'm pretty sure that's, like I said earlier, that's Corey's mother, and I'm pretty sure he's attacking her. So, or somebody's attacking her. Somebody told me that I was going a little too overboard on this Corey thing, and that in one version it might not be as much a Corey as I was making it out to be. So, that's pretty shitty the way they did. You got 3 sets of test audiences that watched, or at least 3, could have been more, all these different screeners, and everybody saw something different. And it's pretty significant differences too. It's not like it's one little thing here or there. They were tweaking enough stuff to where some people saw like a really significant different cut of the movie, which I guess is kind of good because if anybody tried to put spoilers out there or whatever, you don't know which version you're going to get. So I've been talking to a lot of you guys behind the scenes on Instagram, Twitter, Messenger. A lot of you guys talk to me. I appreciate that. And one of the things is a couple of people are really down on this Corey character. And I'm going to actually say that I've watched so much footage, and as far as interviews and stuff, where and YouTubers talking about it or whatever, is I'm to the point now where there's going to be filler in any of these movies. You're not going to, this is like an hour and 51 minutes. There's no way you can get an hour and 51 minutes of a 65-year-old Michael Myers that's already lost part of his hand. He's already got all the damage from the last movie. There's no way you're going to fill up an hour and 51 minutes of footage of Michael fighting Lori. So there was going to be filler. If you go back and look at the other movies, they all have, probably 30, 40 minutes of filler in there of what happens to side characters or whatever. Having a character that actually is trying to convince people that Michael is back, and then Michael does come back, I'm starting to come around to that idea a little bit, that it's not that bad of an idea. Like I said, there's no way. Think about in 2018, that's the movie that I'm going to be reviewing, record my review next. there's a lot of scenes Michael's not in. So you got a lot, you have to have some character build up, and they've got to have some, they've killed off almost all the major characters other than Lindsay, side characters. So they've got to do some other stuff. I just wish they hadn't have introduced a new character. I wish Corey had been a character that already knew Allison, and maybe you had seen him. But like I said, that doctor that I mentioned, Dr. Mathis, when I watched 2018, they mentioned Dr. Mathis in the where they're holding Michael at the beginning. So the one good thing that David Gordon Green does is he does drop hints, and he does put threads that run throughout all of these movies to where there's characters, obviously, you know, the next door neighbors next to the kid that, you know, that they were babysitting, and Michael ended up attacking them. When he comes out, you see the one dressed up as a nurse, one dressed up as a doctor. You see that couple, and then that couple's in, you know, Halloween Kills. So he did a really good job of linking them all together. Corey, who, it's just Michael and Lori for me. Now the bar scenes in the last, trying to get the bar attendants to join together wasn't terrible. Yeah, the only part in Kills I was saying earlier that is just hot garbage is that hospital scenes of Evil Dies Tonight. If you cut out that 15 minutes or so of the movie, Halloween Kills, to me, and I usually do skip past that, but I've watched Halloween Kills a bunch of times over the last couple months. That movie is really good, and it's got one of the best 20-minute openings of the, you know, the multiple scenes hooked together, obviously, but, you know, with finding out that Hawkins is alive, the flashback scene, the introduction of the legacy characters, all of that stuff. And then Michael, obviously, you know, in the house, the burning house, fighting the firefighters. That 20 minutes of movie there is pretty damn epic, and it's some of the best scenes of Halloween in any Halloween movie. And if you go back and look at the openings of the movie, it's hard pressed for that Halloween Kills for you not to say that opening 20 minutes is not the best opening of any of the movies. So it's got that going for it, as they say. The problem that I've got is I wish they hadn't have just wasted Tommy on some of the worst lines in history. I thought it might have been cooler if they had saved Tommy and Lindsay and had them being the ones attacked in the new movie. Hey, look, we got some adult spam here. I must mean that my stream is getting out there into the World Wide Web, as they say. So either way, but just so you know what to said, there's really only been one trailer. They never have released a second trailer. When I went to see Barbarian this past week, that was they showed that trailer, and it was the same one that was shown like a month or two ago. They haven't officially created a brand new trailer, and I'm wondering if it might have been because of all the negative buzz about, you know, what the side story is going to be, and maybe they didn't want to give away any more than they did. But then they have a lot of that shit that's in the behind the scenes footage. That's what I'll warn you. Don't watch any of the behind the scenes footage, because you can start piecing some stuff together if you do that. Either way. So, but anybody that's in here now that's seen Halloween 2018, that's the movie I've got to review next. Give me some of your favorite scenes or any negatives, because I really liked the movie, and it was really way better than I remembered from the last time I watched it. I'm trying to really piece together what are the main negatives in Halloween 2018. What are things in that movie that you guys don't like? Is it any, as far as characters? Is it anything the way any character was portrayed? Do you think any characters were wasted? Knowing now that what we know as far as the way Halloween Kills is, and I will say, anybody that thinks Karen lived, I'm going to spoil something for you in Halloween Kills, and that might have been a dream at the end. I watched a clip where they were to have Lori talking about Michael killing her daughter. Her daughter's dead. So this is like 4 years later. There's no coming back for Karen. So if anybody was thinking that was going to happen, that's not going to happen. But either way, well, what are you guys? I mean, I really like Halloween 2018, that long tracking shot. where he comes in and it's kind of reminiscent of Halloween 2 and walks through the house and then the multiple houses. That scene right there is pretty epic and is one of the best scenes in any Halloween movie. I don't care what anybody says. And then when he gets his mask from the podcasters in the trunk of the car and puts it on, that scene is pretty epic. It's got a lot of good scenes, and I think the only negative I've got is some of the stuff in the middle. Some of the little bits of humor didn't hit exactly right with me, like the cop sitting in the car. I didn't need any of that shit. But those are little 30 seconds here or there. I didn't really see any main significant parts of the movie. If anybody that didn't join at the beginning, while I was saying the one negative that I had when I first saw it was Dr. Sartain, and knowing that he's the one that probably caused the bus crash, and he's the one that you thought killed Hawkins, pissed me off. But knowing now that Hawkins lived and was in Kills and now is going to be in Ends, that's not that much of a negative to me. And Sartain wasn't in it that much, and then you did at least get to see his face smashed in. So, and I guess in future viewings after my theatrical experience, the Sartain character hasn't bothered me as much as it did. I did come out of the theater with a bad taste in my mouth with him, but I've kind of enjoyed watching him, get his face smashed in future viewings, knowing that Hawkins lives. Because I really do wish that they had done more with Hawkins and maybe they tried to throw together slap some damn backstory between him and Lori together while they were laying in the hospital. I think if they had tried to do a little bit more of that, had a scene or two with them together in Halloween 2018, that would have been one of the changes I would have made, is at least have one scene where it's just the two of them and discussing some of their past. I really enjoyed 18. For me, it's second only to Carpenter's original. I don't want to nitpick it. Yeah, like I said, any negative that I've come up with has more or less been a nitpick. I guess that's a good way to describe it. I like that. I like the music. I love, the Shape Hunts Allison theme. That to me is about as good of a recall as you could have done. If you look at that, it basically is what made everybody go, oh shit, that's what we could do, and made requels a thing. Is them, and then we got the damn Texas Chainsaw Massacre and all that stuff. So, but I really like it. I love Halloween 2018 and Kills. I could probably watch those, like you said. It's at the top of my list. Now, if you guys aren't aware, I've got it after I do this review series and I've reviewed all the movies. We're going to get together, all of us, I think, and do a stream where we're going to rank the movies. And I do think that's right now going to be pretty difficult to me. Somebody sent me a message. So either way, I think, like I said, if you can, the main thing that people are complaining about is this Corey character. And I've heard that the hook at the beginning, that scene is really powerful and emotional with Corey. So I'm wondering if that's going to end up making people change their mind. Kids issue, got to go later, bro. Hey, anytime, man. I really appreciate you stopping by and spending even if it's just a few minutes with me. I'll appreciate seeing you. And remember to watch my videos and throw some comments on there anytime you want to give me some feedback. I appreciate any of you guys that give me feedback on my videos, because in the grand scheme of things, I'm still new to all this shit. So anything I can do to improve, I will. I don't like complaining on here because, I mean, like I said, with me being new. But the one thing that I will say is I'm trying to find the best time slot to get on here and start, doing some live streams. And so I started on Sunday nights, and everybody bitched that I was doing it on Sunday nights, and they really wanted me to do it on Friday nights. And I even had a poll up, and everybody voted. And then I've been on Friday nights, and I've had less traffic coming on Friday nights than I did when I had on Sunday. So I don't know what I'm going to do moving forward, but that's what I want anybody that watches this. We're supposed to be having fun together and talking about movies or whatever. So anybody that drops in on these things, give me the best times. Somebody was sending me those Halloween clips. I'll check those out. I really want to make another video. I don't know if like I said, I don't know if I'm going to do an apology tour on this Corey character or not until I see the movie. I'm wondering if everybody just assumed that Halloween Ends was going to, center around Laurie and Michael and nobody else. And then when they found out that they're going to bring this extra character in there, maybe they're just, are we overblowing it, blowing it out of proportion that they've added this new guy in there. I think the only way I would feel that way is this scenario. He gets introduced in this movie, he lives, and Michael dies, and then somehow Corey becomes the new quote unquote shape. I do think I would really have a problem with it if that's the route they go, because if that's the case, the character of Corey should have been introduced a little bit along the way. Have him maybe at the party with Allison and her friends in the first movie, and you see him, and then have him in Halloween Kills. He could have been part of the the group at the hospital, or anywhere. He could have been one of the people that surrounded Michael at the end and maybe lived from that battle with Michael on the street. And then you could have had him spill into the new movie, but introducing him this late in the game is my main nitpick with that. So I don't think they're going to change that no matter what they do with it. But either way, I'm just ready to get to see a damn Halloween movie and quit talking about it. But let me block these porn messages we keep getting. But either way, watching these Halloween movies and being able to do the reviews has been really enjoyable, because it gave me a new shed a new light. Like when I was watching it, I was really, even the worst ones, Resurrection, I hate Halloween. Resurrection, Halloween 5 is really dropped on my list after rewatches, just because of how they shit on the plot points from the other movies, from the previous movie. But having a new perspective on these movies and doing the reviews, even though I don't get, I'm not getting the thousands of views that a lot of people are. It really did make it more enjoyable watching these movies and knowing that I had to come up with at least some critiques of the ones that I like. Because I love the first two Halloween movies. I love watching them back to back. I think it's pretty hard. You're going to be pretty hard pressed to find a first and a second chapter in a movie that, a movie franchise that is as strong as Halloween 1 and 2. Because let's see. Friday the 13th 2 was pretty good, but I thought Friday the 13th was kind of weak. So you putting both together, they're nowhere near as good as Halloween 1 and 2. And then if you're talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, most people think that the second one's abysmal, even though I like it, most of it. And then you go to Nightmare on Elm Street, and the second one is pretty much hot garbage. So it's you're really hard pressed in the world of these horror icons to have two movies that are as good as Halloween 1 and 2 and can be watched back to back like that. I really think that they're enjoyable and I like them. And then I do really like the fact that they skipped over all those, because these movies are so disjointed when you watch them in a review series and you're trying to actually find positive, negatives, and come up with creative things to say about them. Having Halloween 1 and 2 be so high above the rest of them, and then you get to Halloween 3, which is its own beast, which I don't know where I'm going to rank that, but it's a good movie now in hindsight, but I don't know where it ranks as far as within this list. But then Halloween 4 is really good way to reboot the movie, get Michael back in the mix. And then it takes a nosedive with 5, and then 6 has got good parts in it, but with them having all that infighting and the producers versus the director and nobody being able to decide which route to go, and both versions are kind of have their own problems, and if you piece them together you might get a good cut. So 6 is hot garbage, H2O kind of brings it back around again, where it's pretty good, and then they shit all over it again with Resurrection, and then you got Rob Zombie rebooting it. This franchise, man, couldn't keep any footing, couldn't stay relevant. Michael was the only thing the glue holding it together, and I think that's why people are so worried if they kill Michael off, then where do you go from here? But I've already told some of you guys when we talk in private messages and stuff, dude, Michael is going to be on. I mean, by the time they made another movie, he would be pushing 70 years old, and he's got a human body, whether he's being consumed by evil or possessed by evil or whatever you want to say. His body is eventually going to deteriorate. There's no possible way that a 70-year-old man can keep taking all these injuries, even if he himself or something's given him power, whether it be the mask or the tower or something, or the devil himself. The body is going to eventually fall apart. It's already started happening. So I think you're just going to have to get to the point where this version of Michael probably needs to go ahead and die. And if it was me and I could do it and I could pay anything I wanted and have anybody restart the series, I'd reboot it after Halloween 4, maybe 5. Okay, because 5 isn't that bad, but I would wipe anything about the cult and the Thorn, any of that Thorn stuff, and I would reboot it with Jamie. And Jamie, Danielle Harris is a really good age now. What is she, in her early 40s? She could be have a kid that's teenager and be believable. And I think they really could reboot the series with Jamie as the main character, and you see what happened 20 years later after results of Halloween 5. And like I said, get rid of 6 and everything after it. That would be a really good way to reboot this series, I think. Otherwise, you're just going to have to go back to the beginning and reboot it. I don't know any other possible timeline that you could go to in this series. I know one of you guys that support me is making a fan film that happens after Resurrection. The only reason that sounds good is because Resurrection is so bad to me. It would be nice to see somebody figure out a way to make that movie relevant and come up with something creative to continue that story. But other than that, rebooting it around the time of the Jamie story and going forward with that is the only way I see the series going. I don't, other than a full-blown just reboot and restart from the very beginning. I think the days of this version of Michael Myers are basically numbered. And like I said, I don't think we can logically be mad about that. Michael's an old man and he's been damaged. So what does anybody got an opinion of that? Obviously he came back in 2018. If Sartain hadn't have set up that accident to get Michael, out in the wild, as he said, would Michael have even tried to escape? I don't think he would have. I think he was basically in his new home, which was the penitentiary, the asylum, whatever you want to call it. I don't think he would have tried to escape from there if Sartain hadn't staged that bus accident. But somebody told me it would have been funny if you found out that Lori is the one who did something to blow the tires out of the bus to make it to where the bus wrecked, and then she could get Michael in the wild and kill him, and then it backfired on her. And I was like, well, that's a little bit far-fetched. I don't think that's possible, but I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? If you had to reboot this series anywhere, where would you reboot it? I've sat down and racked my brain. I couldn't even think. I don't even know. Just stop by to give you a thumbs up. What's up, man? Hey, before you leave, what did you vote as far as the nights that you wanted to do live streams, if you wanted to come in and chat more? Because you seem to roll in more when I did it on Sunday, and now you don't stop by as much, because I'm willing to change any of the days and do it any day we want. I'd like to get some of you guys back that I missed, but there was no way for me to know, because nobody commented. When everybody voted for me to move it to Friday, then it doesn't look like any of the guys that voted are the ones that are showing up. So either way, I like to cater to you guys and do it whatever night works best for everybody. So let me know. Hold on a second. Somebody sent me some messages about this. But either way, I want your input. But I'll wrap up a couple of news things in case anybody watches this later. There was a movie that I was going to recommend. You'll see it in my weekly movie hunt. This will be part of the haul. If you haven't picked up the Funhouse, Tobe Hooper's movie, this is a pretty, like a hidden gem. I like this movie. I wasn't going to rebuy it in 4K, but for some reason Amazon, and then probably still is on sale, had this thing down to like $19. So I just got it in the mail. I haven't even opened it. It's still sealed. So I'm hoping it's got some type of reversible cover. So since I don't do unboxings of all my movies, I'm going to open that while we're on here. I'm sorry, I got to be nasty and pop it with my tooth because I don't have anything to open it with. So I like the fact that on the Blu-rays that Shout Factory would always do a reversible cover art, but on a lot of these 4Ks they don't, and I thought that was pretty cheap of them. So I'm hoping that this might have some kind of reversible art because that matches the front cover, and I always liked when the cover had the original artwork, and inside I always like to reverse it. So let's see what they did. Hey, they did. So I don't know that I like that, but that's probably one of the alternate posters. So typically what I like to do for when I pull these movies out is I always flip the inner sleeve over and have the alternate artwork there. Hold on a second. We'll get it. Yeah. So you got that. And then that way, when I pull out the slip cover, you got both artwork. I'm just a fan of movies, and I always like the original poster art more than most of this alternative art that Shout Factory, Screen Factory did. Speaking of that, I didn't know this until I saw their post today. It was the 10th anniversary of Shout Factory releasing media because they put this thing on their social media here. Yeah, 10 years. I thought that was a pretty cool logo. 10 years. They said their first release was Halloween 2 and 3, the collector's editions of those. And I remember I bought those day one. I think FYE existed back in the day. It doesn't anymore. It closed at our mall. But I recommend that. And then I'll go ahead and throw another spoiler on here. I bought this. Real Genius. I wanted it from the beginning because I thought the slipcover was cool. Because I hate this artwork here. I think this looks dumb with those photoshopped heads on those bodies. It looks stupid, but I like the new commission artwork for the slipcover. So it was my birthday, and I spent some gift cards buying some stuff on Amazon. Was there anything else? All right, the last bit of news I'm going to do is I've already cycled through my Dollar Tree movies. So there will be at the end of this weekend. We hit 1,500 subscribers. Appreciate anybody that watches this that supported me. And we're on our way to 1,600 at this point. So I was going to give our live running total while we were on here tonight. We have, drum roll please, 1,585. So I promised I would do a giveaway between 1,500 and 1,600. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. So the first prize is going to be Halloween related. So that's why I wanted to announce it in here. You're going to get this Blu-ray. And actually, I said I wasn't going to do it, but I did. I bought a new copy that is sealed instead of the one that I used the digital codes. So I'm going to give this away. You're going to get Halloween H2O, Curse of Michael Myers, and Resurrection. It's got the Blu-ray and it's got the digital codes for each one. You only get the regular cut of Curse. And then along with it, I've got an extra large shirt from Walmart of Halloween. And I'm going to do a separate post of this, so don't worry about remembering anybody if anybody watches this. And if I think I can show it. So there's the shirt. It's got a quote from Loomis at the bottom. That's extra large. This is going to be first prize. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a video. I'm going to give you instructions, and it's going to be easy. It's basically all you got to do is make a comment, but you have to be a subscriber to the channel. So if I put them in the comments in a wheel and somebody wins, I'm going to double check my subscriber list to make sure they are a subscriber. If not, I'll do it again, and whoever was in second place will win it. That's first prize. Second prize is if you go back and watch any of my older videos when I did a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I think one of the popular things I did was I bought one of these movie tubs, which you can put popcorn in at the Dollar Tree. I've got some stuff in this one. I'm going to fill it with 10 Dollar Tree movies that I've gotten from my hunts. And the good thing about it was two Dollar Trees near me this week one got new movies and one got actually some from the newest drop that just happened. So I've got some dupe movies, and during the live stream, during the announcement, I'll actually go through the titles that I'm going to put in there, but I'm planning on putting a mix of Blu-rays and DVDs, and it'll be 10 titles. You'll get the bucket, and then that'll be the second prize. Or whoever wins the first one, if you say you don't want the Halloween stuff and you want the Dollar Tree bucket, I'll swap them out. So I'm going to give away 2 prizes for hitting that milestone. And I appreciate anybody that watches this now, or anybody that watches when I actually do the announcement of the giveaway. So anybody, like I said, that supports me, I want to support you guys and have you guys win some of these prizes that I got. The second thing I was going to go ahead and tell you was I saw this movie this week. Barbarian. I don't know if anybody's out there right now that's watched it. It was really good, but I'm going to probably post a quickie review of this thing, like, a little 5-minute review, because I don't want to spoil anything. You do really need to go into this one kind of blind. But with that being said, I think the movie is being blown out of proportion. Everybody's saying it's the best movie of the year. It's the best horror movie they've ever seen. You need to slow your roll a little bit there. And I'll say more in my review, but the movie is really good. But I've seen better movies already this year. There's no way that that's the best movie that's come out this year. I don't know what makes people say that, but it's almost like when you have a movie like that and it gets a lot of attention, that a lot of people are just bandwagon jumpers. It's really good. I'd probably give it, I don't know, I'll spoil part of my review. I probably would give it's probably close to an 8, but it's definitely a 7. I haven't decided yet, but it's not my favorite movie of the year, but it's high on the list. It's original and it's pretty good. I recommend you going to see it. Blind. Don't get anybody to tell you anything about it. Kind of burned out on Dollar Tree. Too many I haven't watched. Yeah, the only reason I wanted to get is to get some extra ones and a couple of new ones, because there are a couple of the new drop has some good releases in it. People are finding got King Kong versus Godzilla. It was quite a few new ones in there, and I did grab enough to fill up that bucket there so I could do my giveaway. So now I definitely got 10 titles that I can include there. But hey, Ken, have you seen Barbarian yet? And then if anybody watches this, drop me a DM on Twitter or on Instagram. Instagram is probably the easiest way to catch me. I really want to see Pearl, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to see it in the theater. Is that theater money worthy? Or but Barbarian I thought was good. No, not yet. Okay. Well, like I said, I had my choice and I ended up picking Barbarian over Pearl. It's so many movies. I wanted to see Clerks 3, and I also wanted to see the one I'm glad I didn't go see was Jeepers Creepers Reborn, because I have not read a good review of that yet. Even though I want to see it when it comes on demand or whatever. But and then the other movie that I was going to mention is I really want to see this. I really want to see Terrifier 2. I don't mind telling people Terrifier and All Hallows Eve, they're got guilty pleasures of mine. I love those movies. I don't know why I like them so much, but I do. So, yeah, I've heard some pretty decent reviews of Terrifier 2. So I'm really interested in seeing that. So I can't wait to see that. That comes out in theaters October 6th. But I don't know if I'll be able to go see it in the theater. If not, it's supposed to stream on Screenbox. And so that's really cheap. So worst case, I'll just subscribe to that for 1 month in order to watch it. And I've already looked. They got a decent amount of titles. It's almost like a poor man's Shudder. I was telling everybody earlier, there was this scene from that trailer where Lori and Allison from Halloween Ends looked like it might be something related to when Michael possibly could be killed. Here, I've got the thing on my phone. Wonder if I can get it on there where you guys can see it. Shit, let me get it where I can lighten up the screen. If you look at that, Lori is full of blood. I mean, her body is covered from her neck down. And her shirt is drenched in blood. Her and Allison, if you watch that scene in the actual TV spot, there's a light blinking in the background. And I think it's where Hawkins and the police and everybody shows up. This is, to me, the end of the movie. Somebody did, look at her shirt. Somebody bled significantly. So I think it's Michael. I'm not sure, but that would be my guess. So so we talked about almost everything other than Halloween 2018, but that's fine. I like doing these. I should rename, just have them Let's Talk Movies and not even put a theme on there. But nobody came back and told me, of you guys that said you saw the screener. Nobody ever told me whether the junkyard, whether that was significant or not, because I brought that up there. They tweeted that photo the night that they were shooting in the junkyard, and I'm pretty sure it's got to be a pretty significant spot in the movie. I wish somebody could tell me what how significant the junkyard is. And I heard it could possibly be tied into the ending. I don't know, but yeah, I got to go edit my my weekly movie hunt. I don't have enough time during the week with work to piece together all that stuff like all the big YouTubers yet. So maybe one day when I can do this more full time and I don't have to work 50 hours a week, I could maybe edit some of this stuff quicker than I do. But either way, I'm not complaining. I enjoy doing it. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm like you. I'm not running out, Ken, and looking for Dollar Tree movies like every day like I used to. I mean, I bought so many during that summer, beginning of the summer wave, like right at the beginning of the summer, that I probably haven't watched 3/4 of the ones that I bought. But I did give a lot away as gifts to people, so it served two purposes: one, for me to get some more movies in my collection, and for me to be able to have some gifts and stuff. And now I better give some back to you guys. So yeah, to show appreciation for your support. So if anybody has any questions out there, I'm gonna probably wrap this up in a minute because I've had a cold and I think I'm losing my voice every year around this time of year when the weather changes. I usually get cold and stuff and lose my voice. So maybe you guys might think that's a good thing. No, I'm just kidding. But it's wrapping up. So like I said, Monday, you're going to get my Rob Zombie Halloween 2 video. And I'll just go ahead and tell you, I really enjoy watching Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, the theatrical cut. Way better than I did the last time I saw it. And it's been a couple of years because I thought that movie was pretty much garbage when I used to watch it. I don't know what's changed. Maybe I've gotten older, a little mellower. Maybe I try to understand some of the themes and shit that he was trying to do. But either way, I really like a lot of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 compared to and it's the theatrical cut that I like. I don't like the ending of the unrated cut, which is what most people see now because that's the one that's prevalent on home video. But to me, I'm going to recommend I'll just go ahead and spoil that during my review. Watch the theatrical cut of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 if you watch either one of them. It's a much more enjoyable experience. So, either way, so unless you guys have anything you guys want to ask me before I drop off here, I'm going to probably drop off in a few minutes. And I'm going to go edit some videos. So I have some stuff to post this week. And as always, I will always like to end this thing thanking anybody, if you're watching this in the future, continue to support the channel. Drop a like on anything that you watch. I do feel that the videos that I get the most comments on and to get the thumbs up and everything are the ones that get out there and I get more views on. So, you know, it's cliche that everybody asks that stuff, but it really does help. So, anybody, like I said, drop a comment, anything. I don't care. Just tell me that you hate my guts. Did you get Lost Boys Steelbook? No, I didn't. My store didn't even get it. And, I went in there looking for that and potentially the Poltergeist. Because I heard that the transfer of Poltergeist was good. And then they had to dig for that and they didn't get the Lost Boys at all. And then the last couple of times that I've ordered steelbooks from BestBuy.com online, they came cracked or damaged. If it's Michael's blood, it's bullshit. Freaking Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah, I agree. I like your little avatar there that's got Michael with the blood on it. But yeah, I agree, man. But it's only going to be the potential of two people's blood. It could only be her. I mean, Michael's or Corey's. I mean, there's no way it could be anybody else's. Shit, I was going to bring it back up on here and it's already closed. But either way. So yeah, that was a pretty significant amount of blood. I wasn't expecting to see that. And in the clip, it is like really quick. Like, you don't see it. I don't even know if I can, will it let me play this thing? Hold on a second. I got it in here, I think. It won't let me skip ahead of this thing. I was going to see if it's in my intro. Shit. I thought it would let me skip it. I've got that in there. So when it's post, go back and watch it. It's got a little clip and it's got them in it. And you see the flashing lights of I think it's the ending of the movie. I really do think that basically they've spoiled the fact that Jamie Lee Curtis and Laurie Strode win in the end. They beat Michael Myers. So either way, they need to make this StreamYard a lot easier to use as far as the way movie clips are, because when I try to play them off my hard drive, I get a lot of lag. But when I play it, when I throw it up on there, the video clip section on there, if you guys have ever used StreamYard, it plays it. So maybe next time what I'll do is I'll chop my intro up into bits and I can throw them on screen and show you. I don't want to do it too much because they'll hit me with copyright claims for those clips if you play them too many times or in too frequent during the stream. They did that with me on that Halloween Ends reaction video I did trying to do one live. They hit me with a copyright claim on that, even though I've tried to fight it. They came back and said that basically they didn't give a shit that I had used too much of the footage in one section. And it was literally the trailer and I forgot to reverse it. So if any of you guys ever watch any of my reaction videos and you wonder why the words are sometimes reversed, is because you have to they ask you to make a significant change to the way it's presented. So I usually put my television box around it and then I reverse it to try to make it to where they don't hit me, and I reduce the audio. So that way they don't try to hit me with any copyrights. And maybe it's just because I'm new on YouTube and I don't have a big enough audience yet that they pick on the little guys. You would think they would be us, where no matter who it is, you're promoting their movie, that they wouldn't care, but they do. So either way. All right, well, like I said, I appreciate you guys. Would you say? But I think Corey doesn't die. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Corey's going to probably live, which sucks because I don't want him to become the new Shape. But either way. So, hey, was that you that sent me the clips? I'll watch them, and then I'll yeah. It was released in France, these clips. Well, I'm going to watch the clips, and then you know, maybe if I feel too strongly about it, I'll end up making a video about it later. But either way, appreciate you sending me that. Like I said, I'm one that I don't give a shit whether shit gets spoiled or not, because I'm a visual guy. Reading something and seeing something is two different things to me. You have to be able to, I mean, you could read something that sounds really lame on paper, but seeing it on the screen, to me, can take a pretty lame concept and make it, you know, enhance it and make it better. But either way. Well, alrighty, guys. Well, I really appreciate you guys supporting me. Keep doing it. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share on everything. There's a reason that all of us YouTubers continue to say that. Howl Scream, keep watching my reviews. I've got the Rob Zombie Halloween 2 coming out on Monday. Halloween 2018 that we've been talking about tonight, that drops a week from Monday. Watch out during the week for that my next movie hunt. And also I got a Dollar Tree hunt, and then I'm going to review Barbarian, and then I'm also going to do that giveaway for the 15 to 1600 subscriber thing. Watch out for that. I'll make it really simple. It's just going to be drop a comment, and you have to be a subscriber. Tell me which one you want, and then I'm going to run 2 prize wheels. Maybe I'll do that on next week's live stream, and then we'll announce the winner. If not, it'll be the week after that, because I might want to give people like a week or so to comment on it or whatever and get in on the shenanigans. Yeah, have a good weekend too. Appreciate your support. Keep coming back and watching, buddy. I love you. Love all you guys that support me, and I'll keep making great content if you guys keep that support going. So until next time, boys and girls, as I always say, this is JEFFMAN316, your pop culture reporter, signing out, saying you guys be safe out there.
Mr. Mayor, Chief, ladies and gentlemen.